I just realized my mistake. I put theirs is like I don't know why I did. That was really bad, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put there is still let me talk about. I don't even want to do the show anymore because I messed up that bad. Like, thank you, Zig. All right, so hold on, I'm gonna yell at a woman. Okay. What should I do? I should talk about nothing because there's nothing to talk about because Holly Rose is still like they're still at makeout wreath, making out in the back of the car. Clock is still navigating the back rooms. And that's it. Like nothing's happened. Nothing.
Nothing.
Am I better now? I should be better now. Am I better now? Vass says, there we go.
You're
okay.
better.
My thing disconnected for some reason. So there's nothing to talk about because Celestial and Hollywood, they're at Makeout Reef, making out back in the car, like central degenerates that they are. The Clock is navigating the back rooms, and nothing has really happened from last week. Nothing has changed. There was a funny joke post about like every other block, including neutrals, like Hand of Fate and Camelot signing a treaty together. That was fake, but some people got tricked, including me at first, actually. Ooh. And that's it. So I think maybe some micro. I think 2 micros declared existence, but who cares? And that is about it. My Camelot was left off. Oh, they should have been included. I was also surprised how many flags on there are just people with hands. So you got Hand of Fate and Dark Brotherhood, which looks very similar. And then you got... And there's 2 flags, which are the same thing, which is people shaking hands. Like UPN is one, but there's just lots of hands. Like it's the people are very handy in the Grand Coalition. I will say that. There we go. It's about the pieces last week. I don't think I did, but I can't even remember what that's referring to because it just doesn't matter. Nothing has happened. There is nothing to talk about. Bring back Hand of the Clips. I can post it. I don't care. I'm not sure why it took so long to post, but there it is. There's the Eclipse Hand of Fate Unity flag. Save it now. Save it now so that whenever you want to post it, you just can instead of having to wait for me. Well, thank you, Zig. Talk about my sexy glutes. The only body I ever want to say is sexy and discuss in depth only belong to people who have 2 X chromosomes. So I will not be doing that. Any volunteers post this in the Hand of Fate and Eclipse servers. I've shown it to Pascal. I've posted it about twice in the Clock chat, and I've posted it. I think I've posted I haven't posted an Eclipses thing, but I've posted a Hand of Fates thing. Did you talk about the FARC disbandment announcement? That's not real. They're not disbanding. Are they? Surely I haven't missed it. Okay, post the logs, post the thread, because I haven't seen it. I can't believe I have missed it, if they really are. That's crazy. I need a source. It's not this one with Chris Wong. No. Gosh, this fucking thing is so big. Zig says I haven't seen it either. Okay, I think you guys are deceivers. I think you're in league with Lucifer. I am just going to move on because I think this has been an attempt at bamboozling me, and it has went on long enough. So, the only thing to talk about with any kind of relevance. Okay, here's a thread. Let me look at it. It's from May 1st. Jack is posting it. Mind some. Okay, so Prefontaine has made 2 threads, one about beige, one about baseball, and he's getting player feedback because they want to make some changes to the mechanics. That's really it. That's all that's happened this week that's of any relevance to anything. Is the dev team wants some feedback. So go to the game discussion area and check out those threads and read them and think for about 5 minutes before you post. And there you go. Nello, link to threads. My friend, sometimes, we are the only thing that we are promised on this earth is that we will have to suffer and labor. You have to get up out of the morning and you have to take a shower and make your breakfast and you have to go to work and you have to pay $6 a gallon in gas to and from work, and you have to work and you have to labor and you have to come home and you have to deal with your wife who whines at you because the water heater isn't working, and then your kids come and whine at you because who knows why, and like you go to bed and you do this because you just got to do it. Okay, you just have to do it, or you let Zig do it for you, I guess. But I digress. And that's it. Final call, politics and war, and last things to go over, or we move on to the advice line, which I'm really excited for. So actually, it's in announcements right now. There's a link to a Google form, and that is the June 2022 Thalmor Radio advice line. It's just one thing. Go ask a question. And me and Zig will answer it. Okay. I will wait like a couple minutes, maybe like 2, before we get into it. So anyone who wants to ask something that hasn't, we got 27 right now. Last time I checked, which was a couple hours ago, we got 27. And so we'll go through them. So I'll wait 2 minutes. What can I talk about for 2 minutes? I will talk until 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What can I talk about for 2 minutes? I will talk about best Subway custom order. I am really fond of my 6-inch Italian herbs and cheese with pepperoni, shredded mixed cheese, and bacon. It's really good. They never run out of those things. They always have those things. I have seen them run out of other stuff and turn away customers because of it. They've never run out of my stuff. They always have it. It's always real good. Like, it's got some protein in it, which I've been carrying about a lot because I'm trying to bulk up. It's good stuff. Opinions on the new Up being released within the week. Wasn't that like an animated movie, Up, and they're making another one? I have no opinion. I don't care. I'm not a movie person. I'm especially not a Disney person. I'm assuming Up is Disney. It might not be. Oh. Okay. It's urban planning. Okay. I have no opinion. I hope. I guess it's cool being able to get cities quicker, but we also want to take away power from the whales. So I don't really know I don't know what I guess it's. I am indifferent. I don't care.
I don't think it solves anything. The problem with any NatSim game after 7 years is the fact that you've been playing for 7 years and there's nowhere to go. So all it does is it puts a tiny band-aid on a enormous wound of game mechanics at late stage NatSim. Every single one of these had this problem, and most of them died before this, and the only one that's lasted this long is Cybernations. I say this because I was looking at my nation this week, and I noticed that I'm 6 days away from 7 years old, which is insane. Rant over. That's all. Bree, if you could ban me, that would be phenomenal, but I know that you can't ban me because we had this conversation. And I know you would ban me if you could. So there.
Zig's order is large Alfredo original crust with bacon and grilled chicken from Papa. That's not a Subway thing. It's from Papa John's. Mindsum says my order is a foot long Italian herbs and cheese, shredded cheddar, bacon, toasted with lettuce, tomatoes, pickled cucumber ranch, and oil. Okay. I'm not much of a fruits and vegetables person because I'm a archetypal American, but I can understand that order. 6 in BMT on toasted Italian bread and American cheese with tomatoes, spinach. Okay, that sounds bad. I'm sure it's good, but it's not my it's not my cup of tea. It's not my slice of bread. Okay, so let me check on the advice line and see if there's any more except the 27, and then we will get right into this. So let me go to Discord on my phone, go to the announcements, click on the thing, and how many responses do we have? We have 37. Oh my. Okay, well, oh my, we'll be here a while. All right, so we'll start with the 27. I already parked.
Let's go. You ready, Zig?
Oh, yeah. You know it.
Let's fucking go. All right, so question number 1. Is Kills Bob a bad...
You want to take this?
I am inclined... Yeah, well, we both have to take it, but I'll go first. I am inclined to say no. At the very least, he's been good to me, and he's been a good staff member of Thalmor. So I can't speak ill of him. What say you, Zig?
I will say a few things. First of all, 99% chance that this question was planted by Kills Bob because it showed up before we posted it publicly. Number 2, Kills Bob today decided to pop in, ask if I could record, and then dipped so that he couldn't hear the answer. So I'm going to say absolutely he is not a good person because he's not here to get mad at me.
Very fair. Very fair. Now, question number 2. Question number 2 is simply penis. And I have no immediate response to this one.
I think that was planted by Dennison. Let's move on.
Okay. Question number 3. Question number 3 is my micro penis. Once again, I have no immediate response. What say you, Zig?
I think this one was planted by Kills Bob.
Gotcha. So you have accused Killsbob of planting 2 and Dennison of planting 1. Am I correct thus far?
Well, I don't want to admit which one I actually wrote, so yeah, it's definitely Kills Bob that wrote this one.
Moving on to number 4. I forgot what this one was. I remember those first 3. Okay. This one is, so I'm getting bullied at school constantly, and the school administration won't do anything about it. I have no clue what the hell I should do, because since everyone who could is being useless. This one is probably, this one's a hard one for me, because I think the correct response is if nobody is going to help you solve this in a civilized way, then the only recourse you have left is to handle it in an uncivilized way, which is you should viciously beat up like your bully. You should spill his blood. He should be severely hurt when you're done with him. But like the problem with that is you might this might be like a 6'2" like football player, and he might be like a 5'7" twink. So that might not be viable. So if violence is not an option to you, then I'm not sure what you should do besides just try to avoid them, I guess. What say you, Zig?
Yeah, this is fine. This is a heavy one. I take an extremely completely opposite approach, and I think it really depends on what you're getting bullied about. If it's like just stupid, like personal appearance and there's certain things you can get bullied about that you can absolutely change, and there's other stuff that's just like cruelty and to a certain extent you can try to fit in better, but that's not really going to help much. But fighting directly, that's also sometimes just encourages the behavior. Yeah, depending on who you're fighting against. So I don't know, just be cool and be cool. And try not to tell them too much about your politics and war habit, because that will get you bullied more.
There's an information problem here, because if he's being bullied because if he's wearing, for example, cat ears to school or a furry tail or something, like, okay, I get why he's being made fun of. I'm assuming they're just being cruel and that there's no actual reason why they're picking on him. Actually, a middle ground solution would be this was my advice last week, and I'm going to reiterate it. Start working out, start bulking up, consume more protein, because bullies will target people who are an easy target. And so just make yourself a harder target by bulking up. It might take a year, but if you're like a freshman or a sophomore, then a year of effort would be worth it. Hire a mercenary to beat them up. That might work if you have money, I guess. What do you want to say, Zig?
I was gonna say I can't assume the degeneracy of any one of our listeners, so I wouldn't be shocked if they were doing something stupid. Just being upfront. But at the same time, it's kind of like I agree. Work out and feel good about yourself, because half of the things people can make fun of are you being, that they'll go away as you gain confidence and you can stand up for yourself. Whether it's physical violence or just confidence. Well-placed confidence.
All right, so I think that's the
well-placed confidence.
I think that's the summary of our advice. assuming that they're not picking on you for good reason, which they're probably not, then just to be safe, do a better job to fit in better, stay away from them, and keep escalating to school people or your parents. Otherwise, while doing these things, if you're able to, beat the shit out of your bully. And if you can't beat the shit out of him, then start working out so that you could in the future. And joining the wrestling thing, that actually does make sense. I think a lot of schools do have wrestling. And if, like, a lot of fights go to the ground anyway, so having good ground game matters. So there you go. That's the advice. Let's move on to the other one. There's also 41 now, Zig. So we're this is gonna be a little bit. Question number 5. When a multi-spear M level is acceptable, it wasn't for Oasis and Mystery, but it is for Rose and Hollywood. Much worse, in my opinion. How is one to navigate such a double standard?
Cry harder.
This one is weird to me because I don't know. It's in announcements, Aaron. It's in announcements. There's a Google form. This one's a bit confusing to me because I don't know if they're asking from the perspective of Holly Rose or from outside Holly Rose. From outside Holly Rose, you should just point out the double standard. And if like you're not satisfied with that, then make preparations for the Omega War, I guess. If you're inside Holly Rose, I don't know how you do it because it seems like, particularly from the Syndicate's side, it seems like a pretty blatant double standard. So I don't really know how they navigate it. I think the only justification I've seen was Juana just saying, "Oh, it's just different," without explaining further. So I don't know how you navigate it exactly. Zig, what do you think?
I think the question implies that there's a real answer, which I don't think there is. In my mind, the winner decides what's okay and what's good. So, what do you believe? What's your gut reaction? And then go tell people that that's what the real thing is, even if you don't fully believe it, because it's a lot more fun to stand up for something you don't care about than it is to be on the fence. So that's why we need to make sure that Rose is the next target with a $sign. That's all. That's my answer. Thank you.
All right, let's move on to number 6. Number 6 is, when will KT ever be based again? Well, KT is currently just Hand of Fate's bank, so I think it's going to take them a little while to become based again. What do you think, Zig?
Never was.
Never. Oh, fuck, buddy. Zig coming in. Both shotgun barrels raised. Just blasting.
I can't believe I
It's over.
I can't believe I managed to get all the emojis in time. Nah, KT, you'd have to go and you'd have to reform KT to actually get anywhere to become based in the first place. So, never's the answer.
All right, number 7. Why is KT represented by a base circle, by the way?
That's the moon meme. It was supposed to be
Gotcha.
always was, except I said never instead of that.
Gotcha. So this one's a long one, but it's actually very serious. And it's, quote, I'm about to be offered a job that will require me to move several hours away. This job is a solid upward step in prestige, but a huge 2.5 to 3%, 300% step up in pay, a ticket to the upper middle class or lower upper class, as I'd be a millionaire in a couple of years. I've been in a relationship for 2.5 years now. We were planning on moving in this summer, almost did last summer. My partner has stated that if I move, they are not willing to consider a long-term relationship and is looking to relocate themselves at least for the next 2 years, grad degree work. This job is more than just money, which is more than I thought I would make in my current area. It would be much more fulfilling professionally. Do I pass up moving away from friends in my relationship? Do I pass on the job and hope for finding something more local? This one I thought about for 20 minutes the other day because this one's a very serious one. And I'm pretty confident in my answer, which is that you should take the job and move away, even if that means ending the relationship. Because, like, this is a big thing for yourself. This is a big thing economically for yourself. This is a big thing for your psyche. If it's going to be professionally more fulfilling, this is going to be good for your career because I'm sure whatever opportunity this is, it can go on a resume. This is going to be a big step up for you, the way you're describing it. And like, women are like over half the population. Like, I'm sure you love your current girlfriend, but she's not willing to relocate herself and do her grad work like elsewhere. You shouldn't be willing to kneecap yourself either. Like, if she, I think you're being unfair to yourself if you stay where you're at just for this woman. So, and if you're worried about your friends and family, like, buddy, if you're making hella cash to be a millionaire in a couple years, you can pay someone a lot of money to be like your personal driver and like take a week-long vacation every 3 months or something. Like, you can make it work with what's going on. So you're doing just fine. Take the job, and maybe, hey, you know what? Maybe after she's done with grad work, y'all can reconnect, and then maybe like you guys just pick up from where you left off. So it should be fine. It should be fine, and you can make new friends. You know, with the kind of money you're making, like join the country club, join the golf course, pick up golf, and you can meet people there, meet another woman. Like, bro, you should take this opportunity. The way if you are correct in your assessment of how big of an opportunity this is, you should take it. Zig, what do you think?
Yeah, this is definitely probably one of the harder ones for sure, and I definitely spent a little while thinking about it. My first comment is you've been in a relationship for 2.5 years. That to me seems like a long time to go without a commitment, and to not have a commitment at that point is kind of a red flag to me. I mean, I feel like most people I've known, they are ready to commit to a relationship after like 8 months. They're like, yeah, I'm not gonna propose yet, but I'm committed. This is gonna be a thing. And anything that's longer than that, it's kind of like, what do you actually want in the relationship? And I'm sure that's like this relationship is a big part of it, of the hesitancy to move away, because the other stuff, a lot of that you can replace to some extent. It's hard. um I also understand the hesitancy, because it's like I've been there. I've moved 3 times to absolutely new places and had to get new friends, and that's hard. That's a year of pain for me every time it's been. But it's also like, if it means you can be financially secure, it's a really hard thing to weigh between each other. But I think the real question is, how much certainty do you have in this other person and the family? I mean, your family's going to be there, and how much are you going to miss out? And then you have the relationship. Is like, how much trust do you have in this relationship to actually be worth committing to? if the other person's not gonna commit. Um, that's kind of what I think about it.
Yeah, and like the vibe I get is that he's already leaning towards doing it, and I think he should. So I'm trying to also like explain, like the downsides aren't as bad as he's probably making it out to be.
Well, and
All
and
right.
part of that also is you. I mean, you'll clearly be able to make enough to support whoever, right? So that shouldn't be a problem. Um, but at the same time, Villani says I stepped away from my six-figure job and took a 40K pay cut for more family time. That's totally legit as well. Like, you got to have that work-life balance. You can't just grind out for money your whole life. Um, you know, and the biblical way to look at it, I would say, is the Jesus said you can't serve both God and money. You got to have that work life balance. Otherwise, you'll lose sight of what actually matters.
All right. So I think that's that one. That was number 7, right? Let's do number 8. How do I get friendly with business media owners like Krampus, Morph, Zaria, and Jack? They really inspire me, and I'm nervous of messaging them and messing up. When you decide to do a media server, particularly if you want to monetize it at all, you are choosing a play style where you will talk to people and they will talk to you. So implicitly, all 4 of those people have chosen a path where they should expect people to DM them. So just do it. Like, none of those people are really unapproachable. There's actually very few people in this game who are completely unapproachable. Like the only one I can think of is Horsecock. Like, except for that, pretty much everyone else you can message anytime out of the blue, and like there's really no bad outcome unless you like posted gore or porn or something. Like you would have to do something really stupid and really out of the blue to actually make someone walk away from an encounter with a stranger and like dislike you. It has to be crazy. So what's just happening is that you just need to message them. Build rapport. It will take time, but it's doable. And it's worse in your head than it would be in reality. So just do it. Like whatever you're imagining isn't going to happen. Whatever bad outcome you're picturing, it's just not reality. It'll be fine. Just do it. What say you, Zig?
I disagree. But that's because you said just message them, and I think the answer is not just to go like cold call DM someone with no topic. As a person that, I mean, those people, I'm sure they get that, but they also probably get that a lot, and don't always care about a random cold call DM that says sup. Uh, that's what I imagine when you say messaging them. The thing that I've done, I have a strong connection to all of them except Jack. Well, I shouldn't say I don't have a strong connection to Zarya, but I do have a connection to Zarya. And in all of those cases, it was based on public interactions in the public channels on a regular basis. You just got to sit in there, don't be an idiot, talk, contribute a lot, and gradually you will become a person of prominence. I've done this in every single server that I've been in. That's why I'm talking on the radio right now. Is I just was helpful and contributed in a public way that people enjoyed. Same thing with Ron. I mean, I'm now Krampus's prot, and that's because I've had many conversations with him. We helped each other with different stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it is. Don't be an idiot. Be a nice person, and do it in the public channels, and actually talk to them. You don't even need to DM them. That it's much easier than that. The only reason I haven't don't have a good rapport with Jack is because I don't really share many servers with him. Not that I have anything against him.
I think that's an excellent follow-up to my answer. Yeah, just hang out in the servers, talk a little, and if you do DM, have a reason to. And I think you're golden then. I think we're ready to move on to number 9. Now is 45, so still got a way to go. Number 9 is Thalmor. By the time you read this, it might be too late already. I've made a big mess. I mean, real fucking big. It's only a matter of time before I'm found out. However, I'll do my best to stretch out the time as much as I can. They aren't going to find me that easily. Once they do, it's going to be game over for me. I might go missing for some time after this, but when I'm back, I need your advice to not fall into this mess again. I hope you'll be able to give me the best option advice on how to prevent this in the future. I want to learn the trick to flush my gigantic poop, 14 inches. Thanks. I was in daycare some when I was little, and there was a repeat problem where an older kid, like a middle schooler, would go to use the bathroom, and he would just shit out these massive logs. They would stick out of the toilet. Like it would. These were logs, man. These things were. They would like, and they would be like at angles and stuff. These looked more like freaks of nature than turds, and it would stop up. Like it was very strange. It is a menace. I don't know how to fix it. I know. Get an outhouse. Make an outhouse outside and just go out there. No plumbing issues then. That would fix it. What do you think, Zig?
Poop knife. I'm not joking. I mean, there's dietary things that you can do that, and I'm sure if you looked online, you'll get way too much idea about that. But if it gets stuck, that's what my grandma taught me, is just get out the poop knife. She actually used to do that back in not for me, but for my cousins. They had that problem all the time. They were bigger kids, and they lived with my grandma for quite a while, and yeah, she had to break out the poop knife sometimes.
All right. Number 10. Preferred cock girth. I am not. I have no preference. What do you think, Zig?
Hold on, let me measure.
I want to say that I saw a video where a former porn star, a guy, was interviewing a lady porn star, and the answer was 2.5 was the preferred girth. But I don't know. That's a good one, Sleepy Ninja. That's a good one. So I don't know. I might be remembering that wrong, though. If it's 2.5, did I say 2.5 feet? I mean 2.5 inches. A dick is 1 inch, so the girth ain't much. 2.5 is literally too much for. Okay, that was nice, Darth. Maybe Zig really is measuring it. He's been quiet. Oh my goodness. I will wait for Zig to finish measuring. Oh, what did it come up to, Zig? How big are you?
Come on. That was a joke. Just move on with it.
Move on with it.
Okay, we're going to number 11. Thalmor, is it okay for a 4-year-old man to be in a relationship with a 4-year-old girl? No, it is not. What do you think, Zig?
Bye-bye moment.
Zig is
Bye-bye.
Zig is remeasuring it. Zig is remeasuring it. It's okay, Zig. It's okay.
I don't feel like I have to answer anything that just says your name. So I will abstain for any of them that say just your name.
Okay. Number 11, I think. Oh, that was number 11. Number 12. Number 12 is, does Zig have a steady girlfriend? Did Thal finally make the move on the subway girl? Zig, you are addressed first, so I will let you go first.
No. I don't have a steady girlfriend. I feel like I don't think I've met a single woman in about 6 years. That is how adulthood be.
And I have not made a move on Subway Girl. And to make matters worse, Subway Woman is moving away soon for college. So it's over, ladies and gentlemen. Number 13. Hello, Thalmor. I have a question I desperately need advice on. You see, they say politics and war is nothing but a game, but I attained something more from it, true love. I was able to meet the love of my life, even named a player on my baseball team after her. The issue is, we're from two alliances in different spheres. I know what you're thinking. Gov members in the Syndicate and TKR shouldn't be seeing each other, so I've been keeping it hush-hush secret treaty-like. With the latest development between Robosphere and Hollywood, we've been able to work closer together, but we still fear the repercussions if our alliances, or worse, Orbis at large, finds out about our forbidden love. Should we run away to a small nano where nobody will remember us and live happily ever after? Should we come clean and make a permanent M-level treaty with our love? Well, I don't know who sent this because these are all anonymous. That was really awesome. And my advice is you should run away into a nano and be quiet because you're doing a disservice to yourselves. You need to show the world your love as a testament to the passion between the two of you. You need to make a forum thread declaring your passion and love and admiration for each other. It is the only way forward. What do you think, Zig?
I was trying to figure out who that could possibly be, and so I stalked absolutely every member of both TKR and TS, and I came up with it's probably Kev, and so I was thinking, that you should just let her make an alliance that gets protected by your sphere, and then she can get protected by everybody, and everybody will enjoy the fun. That just like Pika, yeah. That's what I suggest. Don't give up your position of power just for a woman. Let her become a lowly prot that everyone likes.
All right, let us move on. I forgot what I forgot what number that was. I'm going plus 14. Okay, yeah, that was 13. So this is 14. I don't like my voting options. I'm in the USA. I think modern day liberals have bad economic strategy. I disagree with all liberal support socially. I think both conservatives and liberals are far too oppressive with the federal government. I think conservatives dump far too much in military spending. I think even though we are screwed environmentally, we should still try to protect it. I want my vote to make a difference. I wish I mighty Thalmor and Zig devote their powers to help me make my decision. I want to hold this one until after we're done with the rest of them because it's an in real life political thing. What do you think, Zig?
I won't answer afterwards, but I'll answer now. I think this kind of sounds like a lot of America. Uh, the person made it really hard because they wanted their vote to count. Because I mean that's hard to do anyways. And that would have been my cop out answer is just not bother voting. But I'm a big fan of nonpartisanship and kind of just trying to pick the lesser of two evils, no matter what their party affiliation is. I think sometimes people that are absolutely inept are a good to have in power because it causes people to react and the people around them fill in and do a better job. Or you can just have it rot from the head, and then everything falls apart, and that's an important thing for society to rot from the head sometimes, because then we know hardship, and hardship is good for you. That's my own coherent response. I can't believe you would ask me a political question. Thank you.
I guess I'll go ahead and answer it anyways. So I was weighing it, and this person already sounds like they're basically right wing, except for like I don't like the military spending, and I don't like, and I support the environment stuff, but like I don't know, just vote Republic, just vote Republic, like become. Oh, so there's an interesting thing going on right now with the Libertarian Party, where the officials in the Libertarian Party have basically been disposed of and have been replaced by new people who are part of something called the Libertarian Party Mises Caucus. And the Mises Caucus people are like completely insane. And I mean that in a good way. They're like really passionate, they're really on fire, and they're really dedicated to winning like local issues and also getting
their messaging out there. So what they're going to try to do in 2024 is run a guy named Dave Smith, and they're just going to try to agitate as much. They're going to do what Ron Paul did when he ran last, I think in 2012, with basically try to push libertarian ideas into the media and try to sway the culture however they can that way, which I think is an effective use of the Libertarian Party because they can't win elections. So basically, like vote Republican to make your vote count, but otherwise, join the Libertarian Party. That's my advice.
Yeah, your mic's off again. I didn't want to correct you. I was gonna say, knowing who listens, you're probably a Republican from Kentucky, or a conservative, I should say, from Kentucky. So yeah, just vote for Rand Paul, and then everything will be okay, right?
I don't know how much you guys heard of what I said, but my advice is vote Republican, but join the Libertarian Party because Libertarian Mises Caucus just took over the Libertarian Party, and I think they're going to do good things. So go do that. Okay, Zig, I have to tell you, we are now up to 45 responses, and we've been doing the show for an hour, and we're only on question like 15. So how about we just do the 27 I sent you today, and then we'll do the rest next week? How's that sound?
I think a lot of them we can go through quicker too. But
Okay,
yeah,
here's
that's
15. My son just took 10 Benadryl. What should I do? You should tell him that the Hat Man and the Shadow People are not real.
what's a Benadryl,
What do you think,
anyways?
Zig?
I don't really. Benadryl's like a medication of some sort. I don't know. Yeah, call poison control. 4 hours ago when you posted that. Move on.
Number 16. Should I marry my girlfriend of 6.5 years? Or the past 24 hours, she was hit on by a transgender female and two other women. One of them did it right in front of me. My girlfriend is totally straight, but these recent events have me wondering if I could possibly lose her to a woman because it then move our heterosexual relationship forward. Perplexing conundrum that only Thalmor and Zig can answer. You should do an honor killing of your girlfriend, like they do in Arabian countries. What do you think, Zig?
This one to me was a wild read. It was like, girlfriend of 6.5 years. That's forever to be in a girlfriend relationship. It's the same. It's the same thing as the previous person. It's like, why after 6.5 years, how are you not totally committed to this person? The second part is um, like getting hit on by a woman. It's like I've never seen someone get hit on in my life. I can't even imagine what that would be like to see someone get hit on 3 times. That would drive me into action. Absolutely. I mean, I. I'm hesitant to say wife them after 6.5 years because it's like why did you wait that long? But I know that some people do not have the same values as me and get scared about marriage because they think it'll lead to divorce, even though it's pretty much divorce after 6.5 years too. I feel like. So yeah, wife them. Go do it.
I agree with the idea that after 6.5 years, you either need to break up or get married. But like the whole thing, I think the whole story is fake, and so I'm just assuming that the 6.5 year girlfriend thing's also fake.
It could be, but it wouldn't. It wouldn't
It
shock
could
me.
be. All right, number 17 coming right up. What 4chan board do you frequent to aside from Poll, which you clearly visit frequently? This one was interesting to me because I detect a pinch of hostility from it, which I could be wrong about. I don't browse Poll. I don't even use 4chan, but the few times I have been on 4chan, I go to X, which is the paranormal board, because some interesting stuff there. What do you think, Zig?
Uh, I think I last time I was on 4chan was about 12 years ago, and honestly I couldn't figure out how the format worked or why it was supposedly the where edgelords were. Uh, except it had a lot of porn, I think. So I just didn't go there. Uh, I think whoever it's possible that whoever is writing this is mistaking being a total edgelord with 4chan because there's plenty of other hives of edgelordness outside of 4chan. 4chan is just the most, you know, well known.
All right, number 18. Why does the Enterprise make 12 billion each week on rating alone? Like it doesn't make sense when even ARC can make only half from that, and Rose barely a quarter. They're not even a macro. They're just a protectorate of the syndicate. I think the Enterprise is not just a protectorate; they're the training alliance. So, there's a lot of incentive from the syndicate to like micromanage all of those people, and part of that is getting them to raid because they get war experience, and it's a good way to make cash. So I can believe they make 12 billion a week. I can believe that. It seems kind of high, but what's the alternative explanation? Like, what, they're cheating? I don't believe that. What do you think, Zig?
I think it's a combination of a lot of people in forced activity, uh, really good tech that helps finding targets. Um, I, I'm I noticed this statement was the Enterprise and it was comparing to ARG and Rose. I'm curious where TKR fits on there because they are also the same sort of thing where they enforce low tier rating, which they say a lot of people they say makes a lot of money. I still have not had conclusive proof that it's significantly more than a econ build, but it also allows them to be a lot better at the war mechanics. And so that's the meta right now is you get a training alliance that solely does rating and you have some sort of tech that can pick targets out really really well. And a lot of the people they raid are new players that have a lot of stuff that they start off with and they don't bother using at all, I believe. So it's totally reasonable. ARG is just a lot more spread out, isn't it? In terms of size, so they don't have as many targets.
The Enterprise just has a lot more people.
Yeah, that's the other part. They just have more people. And there's a comment about comparing to Rose, and it's kind of like, in my mind, Rose is more of a social club than a like competitive alliance. They're number one because they attract a lot of people, and they, to a certain extent, they are competent. But I think it's a lot more focused on being friendly and having fun and stuff. That's I have no idea as an outsider, but that's my perception from the outside.
All right, let's move on to number 19. All right. How to get into Hand of Fate. The instructions are on our Alliance page. Should be easy to figure out. Do you want to say anything, Zig?
Why bother? That's all.
Number 20. I'm making a lechon next week. Can you help me with the stuffings? Usually it's just spices, the rest lemongrass. Some people just put seafoods as stuffings. I think that tastes like shit. I don't know if the seafood essence is good for the pork. I know nothing about cooking. He might be making an evil like potion or something. I don't know. I have no response. I know nothing about it. What do you think, Zig?
I had to look up what lechon was. Lechon. Lechon. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's French. It's
yeah.
It's actually I think Spanish or Mexican, which is why I'm having a hard time pronouncing it because I keep wanting it to be French. But I have actually had this before. I had a friend who got a piglet, and his brothers made like a big roasting thing, and I can't remember what they did. But honestly, if you do it wood fired with wood smoke, it is absolutely phenomenal, and you don't even need to add a lot of spices and stuff because it just gets smoked and it takes like 4 hours I think to cook. But I have no idea how to do that.
All right, number 21. After Arlen's Airwaves of VGM debuted, Montes Chronicles of Ron came into fruition. So who's plagiarizing who? I have no opinion on this one thing in particular, but what I will say is that look, there seems to be some kind of beef between VGM and Ron. I'm neutral, okay? But as a neutral person, I have to point out and laugh at what Roberts did. And I like Roberts. I'm friendly with him. But Roberts was going to do a show shitting on Ron, and he canceled it. So Ron got a free and easy W out of that, and that's funny. What say you, Zig?
I also don't have much of an opinion. The topic in question is about a couple of text shows, and every single text show that I've ever seen is too long, didn't read. I just I can't be bothered to look at a text show. Maybe you guys can read, but I can't. It's too hard. That's my answer. Who cares?
I don't think there's demand for tech shows. Like I don't think there's that much demand for radio shows, but I especially think I don't know why people do tech shows. They don't seem to go anywhere ever.
I honestly I think they in some ways could, I think they really shouldn't be on these news servers. They should be on the forums if they're gonna do these text shows. That's like the traditional medium, and there's like broader outreach. But the problem is it doesn't drive interaction with the Discord server, so there's no point in doing it on the and plus you wouldn't have a reason to do it on the forums because you have nothing to say half the time. Anyways, I don't have much to say on this. That's nice. So, next.
Number 22. I'm kind of new to this game, and I want an alliance that will really shape me to be a useful nation for one. I can take hardcore trainings or those boot camps things they do to up nations. Do you want any alliances like that? I think you would like Hand of Fate. But as for like training alliances, you have the Armed Peacekeepers for the Fighting Pacifists, and you have the Enterprise for the Syndicate. I think TKR does a good job also teaching their newbies. There you go. What do you think, Zig?
Yeah, I think I was gonna say the same kind of thing. TKR does a good job. Enterprise probably does a good job. It's different flavors of the same thing. Hand of Fate is good if you want to be an absolute total, if you want to go, as they say, full retard. I don't actually know if you're like that anymore. I just assume it. I remember it used to be the case where it was like you guys were always online ready to strike at a moment's notice.
We are complete psychopaths. That is correct. Number 23. What's your favorite anime? Over my lifetime, the thing that's brought me the most joy was Dragon Ball Z when I was younger. And back in 2018, when I binged all of Dragon Ball Super in like a month. So maybe like the thing that's brought me the most joy has been the Dragon Ball franchise. But if I had to, but Dragon Ball is this big, huge thing, right? For something that's shorter and more recent and more compact, I would say probably Attack on Titan. What do you think, Zig?
One Punch Man. Next.
Gotcha.
Next.
All right. Number 24. What do you think of Mein Kampf, excluding the grammar and punctuation mistakes? I have not read it, so I have no idea. Now, about 7 years ago, I went to a bookstore in Lexington, a big one, and they had a copy of Mein Kampf, and I thought that was really interesting. And they got me thinking, like, who owns the rights to that book? When the library buys the book, who are they buying it from? or the bookstore, I should say. And that got me thinking. I need to look it up. What about you, Zig? What do you think of Mein Kampf?
I think it's probably in the public domain by now. So it's probably whoever decides to print it at the time. I can say that as a 14-year-old edgelord that didn't know better, I checked out Mein Kampf and it was too long, didn't read. It was full of like a bunch of nonsense that was relevant maybe to 1940s Germans and absolutely had no bearing on a 14-year-old. So I think it's kind of irrelevant. It's also full of stuff that, is probably not very, it's an old book. It's been, like a lot of that stuff has been kind of figured out to be completely wrong. But again, I didn't read the whole thing because it's way too long and boring.
What the fuck? Was that 24? Hold on, look. Yeah, it was 24, so I did 25 now. We're almost done. There's 3 more left. How to find good raid targets, in-depth possible. Zig, you go first, because I got something to help, but I gotta dig for it first.
The best thing to do is to not raid. Raiding is, I believe, is the 6th commandment. Thou shalt not raid. I believe that's the 6th commandment in the 10 Commandments of Orbis. So, yeah, this is not a valid question. Thank you very much.
So this URL I posted will set the parameters so that it filters the beige people, but it keeps the gray people. This is a good way to find people who are worth rating, but are also like useless. And it worked pretty well for me like last year. So use that. But typically you want to find targets that like are either inactive, low military, but like they have to have money on them. So if other raiders are raiding them, that's probably a good sign. There you go. I want to respond to that. Kiwi says it gets better after the time skip. It's like 2 time skips in Attack on Titan. One at the beginning and one towards the end. Well, you're probably talking about the one towards the end. Season 4 is a completely different vibe from the whole other thing. And it is actually, I made a meme because of it. Hold on. Yeah, here's my Attack on Titan meme. It's processing, piece of shit. Oh, I was talking about Mein Kampf. Oh, my bad. Well, that's my meme anyways. We're on 26, I think. Yeah. So, wait, did I finish the raid thing? People with low military that are on gray that don't log in often. That's who you go after. Number 26. Toxicity within the game. I do not think Politics and War has a toxicity problem. So there you go. The last people who pointed out toxicity was Or the White Rose, and I think they brought on themselves some. So there you go. What do you think, Zig?
I swear there was more to the question than that, but yeah, I don't think there's a toxicity problem with the game. I think there might be a toxicity problem with some people, and I think some people don't react well to some things that are not actually toxic. There's absolutely some people that are toxic, but that does not apply to the whole game.
And I think the toxicity stays usually within the in-character realm. Like you don't see people really doxing each other. You don't see them swatting each other. Like it's basically just contained to like mean words on the internet to in-game stuff. So it's like whatever. Number 27, and then we are done for this week. What is a woman? A woman is someone with 2 X chromosomes. What do you think, Zig?
I don't know. You pinged me, and I think someone wrote a book that was called "What Is a Woman," and it's like really popular right now, and I don't know what it's about. So I was hoping you would tell me, because I think it was a conservative.
Yeah, it was a movie by a guy named Matt Walsh, and it's really popular right now for some reason. There's a scene in it where he interviews this woman pediatric chick, and it's like he asked her a question about trans kids, and she was like, "Oh, well, even babies can identify gender and stuff," and like it's really weird. I think that was it. So that's 27. In the time that I sent you the screenshot, Zig, it got a bunch more responses. Now there's 45 responses, and I don't have them screenshotted easily to post them. So how about, and it's already been over an hour. So what I think we should do, and you tell me what you think, because you're here for the ride as well. I think we're going to stop and then finish them next week. Are you available next week, or do you still want to do it? How do you feel?
Probably available next week. Yeah, we could do that. We could just have this a running. We could have this a running segment. Every single week, we get a bunch of random questions and spend a full hour, and we can stop talking about politics and war.
We can stop talking.
Altogether. I'm just kidding.
Well, I don't know if I want to do that one. Yeah, I figured you were. Pretty okay. That's it. So, don't want to talk about real life stuff. I kind of don't. Is there any real life topics you guys want me to touch on real quick? Because I'm kind of done with the show now. I'm ready to enjoy the rest of my Friday night. Probably go to the disco and get in a street fight and eat at a restaurant and then do crime. Because it's Friday night. Disco, this is 1978. He's attracted to cougars. Ugh. I'm not into older women. They just don't do anything for me. All right, I think we're done. So, Zig, play the theme, and then end the recording when the theme is done. We are ready to go.
さて、一丁決めてくるか。
We don't need a rhythm for joy.
クールに決まった